publisher didn't promote it the way that I thought that they were going to do it. And so they did some promotion, but of course I had to learn how to promote myself. And that's where I learned how to really tap into social network. I learned how to really network with people. I learned how to find sources and resources where I could plug my book in and get more results by me being out there and being online. So my business came right now, virtual book tour came out of a passion to help other authors. I, at the beginning, did my own virtual book tour with another touring company, so they took the stress away from me having to worry about the bloggers, the radio shows, and whatnot. But I learned that there was a need out there for authors who needed to know how to publish and how to promote their own book, and that's where I came in. And so I've helped them to be I helped them. I thought that they were going to do it. And so they did some promotion, but of course I had to learn how to promote myself. And that's where I learned how to really tap into social network. I learned how to really network with people. I learned how to find sources and resources where I could plug my book in and get more results by me being out there and being online. So my business came right now, virtual book tour came out of a passion to help other authors. I, at the beginning, did my own virtual book tour with another touring company, so they took the stress away from me having to worry about the bloggers, the radio shows, and whatnot. But I learned that there was a need out there for authors who needed to know how to publish and how to promote their own book, and that's where I came in. And so I've helped them to I helped them. I thought that they were going to do it. And so they did some promotion.
Sounds like we have feedback from the other.
I had to learn how to promote myself. And that's where I learned how to really tap into social network. I learned how to really network with people. I learned how to find sources and resources where I could plug my book in and get more results by me being out there and being online. So my business came right now, virtual book tour came out of a passion to help other authors. I, at the beginning, did my own virtual book tour with another touring company, so they took the stress away from me having to worry about the bloggers, the radio shows, and whatnot. But I learned that there was a need out there for authors.
Okay. I think we kind of interacted with our first one that we did last time. Are you back there with me, Paulette?
Yeah, I can see you. And in fact, I stopped talking because I could hear something going on there, so I just stopped talking.
And actually what it was just you actually going into your explanation, and it was so funny because it's like, well, I hear her, but her lips aren't moving. Bear with us, guys. I'm still trying to get this Google Hangout thing together here. It's becoming a comedy of errors. But okay, so you saw a need. As soon as you got out there, you published your first book. I want to say your first book, Completely Whole, was that published in 2010?
Well, my first book was This Is Now, This Broken Vessel Restored, which was published in 2008.
Okay.
And then Completely Whole came in early part of 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
And so with Completely Whole, actually with my first two books, I did do a virtual book tour with another touring company. And shortly after that, I learned how to do my own, and then I began to offer those services to other authors.
Exactly. I noticed that when I also published my first book and joined a lot of the online social media groups, there are a lot of author groups like at LinkedIn and Facebook, and one of the most recurring themes that I would hear from all over the country with people that had just finished their first book was that they had no idea how to promote it. So one good thing about this business, with it being so new with self-published authors, Paulette, we're kind of getting in on the ground floor of really being in a position to really grow our business by assisting other authors and helping them promote their books. Now, tell us a little bit about say for instance, if I am a first-time author and I have a brand new book out and I want to do let's say a 2-week promotion. Okay, so tell us what the fee would be and how many different stops and what type of different venues can I expect for a 2-week tour with WNL.
Okay. Let me plug in something too for first time authors. It's real important that they have a budgeting set for marketing and promoting. I've heard so many times where they publish a book, but then they don't have the money to market and promote their book. And it's so heartbreaking for me to hear that, because that's how people are going to hear about these authors and their books.
Right.
But a 2-week, in answering your question, what I've done is I've created several packages now and extended my services. I have a 2-week virtual book tour that includes radio interviews, and then I have one that does not. I found that there are authors who, because of their time constraint, that they can't do radio interviews, especially a lot of the radio interviews are done on the West Coast time. So a 2-week virtual book tour that does not include any radio interviews, but it's just bloggers, is $150 versus a 2-week tour that includes radio and blogging, that's $225. And so the blogs can be anywhere between 12 and 16 bloggers that's going to feature these authors. And so it's great exposure, especially for a first-time author and even an author that's written several books but never done a book tour before. It's great exposure. You're talking about readers and visitors hitting these blogs and finding your posts, finding information about your book, where to find your book. A virtual book tour gives an opportunity for an author to really share their gift, share their book, share about their other services that they may be offering. When an author has more than just has written more than just one book. And so a blog tour is a great way to get the exposure that an author needs, and it's a great way to introduce who they are to a greater audience of readers.
Absolutely. One thing that I do want to reiterate with, and I agree with Paulette so very much, and it's something that you really learn if this is your first time writing a book. It's a trial and error type thing, and that is you do need to have some type of money set aside so that you can promote your book. If you're not willing to invest in your business, why should anyone invest in your book? I see people hesitating for just $5, $10, an opportunity to promote their book. It's like, you've got to be joking. If you're not willing to invest $5 in getting your book out there, maybe this is not quite the business for you. Because go ahead, hon.
Well, I'm agreeing with you, Lynda. I'm so surprised at people too, and so I have a book blast that I charge $75 for. So I've set a program and packages for every author and every budget out there. So my packages start from $75 all the way up to $550, depending on how much exposure you want to have. But I totally agree with you, Lynda. They do hesitate because it's almost as though they think that that's too much. But they have to they have to know within themselves that it's about investing in themselves. And if they don't invest within themselves, just like you said, who's going to invest in you? And nothing is free. Yes, there are some opportunities that you can research and find some free ways to market and promote your book, but I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be a limited reader base.
Right.
Limited reader base, and so I tell authors, when you do a book tour, if all you're looking for is to sell some books, then you might be a little bit disappointed. I tell them you got to go in there knowing that you're going to get the exposure you need as a first-time author, because the first-time author, they have their readers, their family, and their friends, and that's it. Their family and their friends are going to buy their book just because their family and their friends. but you have to go outside that box, and that's where you and I come into. We have a connection with people and places that they may not be able to get to virtually online. And so
Right.
their mindset has to be investing within themselves.
Exactly. And another thing that I want to mention too is that when you get an opportunity to do a virtual book tour, and Paulette actually signs you up to get on a lot of different, to be a guest blogger, really take that seriously. And to be honest with you, you can, because you did something with when I did my powerful prayer to protect and bless my family. You had set me up to be a guest blogger to talk about the lack of prayer
Mm.
in the world. And boy, I tell you that. I think just that blog alone, honestly, Paulette, actually helped me sell some books because I had did a posting on my blog about the fact that we're not allowing the kids to pray in schools. We're not having prayer in our court system like we used to, and I think that we can see the evidence of what's happening with
Mhm.
that going on. But when I actually did that blog posting, which was basically kind of giving a rundown about the number of school shootings and how even though your school might not allow corporate prayer, you
Mhm.
can still tell your child, to pray when they get into the school systems. They can pray silently. They don't have to be loud about it. They can kind of pray. I can always tell people a demon can always hear just a whisper. So you can always teach those kids how to go into these schools and start binding those evil spirits and loosen warrior angels to surround that school and your workplaces. And this is the information that I had in the book. And I'm going to tell you, it really took off. I noticed my book sales when I got my royalty check shortly after I did that Right Now virtual book tour with you. It was actually phenomenal. This is why I enjoy having you come on, because I know that you do a really good job about exposing us to a lot of different people that we, like you said, we probably wouldn't have been able to actually find on our own online. Now, that being said, Paulette, yours just like mine, because I kind of mentioned this on my show this weekend. My audience base is basically Christian authors, entrepreneurs. What would you say your audience base is for writers that are looking to market their books and use your service?
Yeah, my audience too is Christian based, but I also have an audience who a lot of my bloggers they read all genres. And so what I do, that's the very unique thing about doing a virtual book tour. If I have a Christian book, I'm only going to pitch your book to Christian bloggers. If
Exactly.
there's a book out there that is, for instance, your book, even though it's Christian based, it's filled with thrills and suspense and things along that line. And so there's readers out there and blogs out there who attach themselves to books of suspense,
Hmm.
and so that's who I pitch to, and that's the great thing about having this service is because the books that I get, I know the audience, I know the bloggers, I know who's going to accept those books and who's going to help me promote those authors. So the basic. I do a lot of virtual book tours with a lot of Christian authors, and which is really good. I do a lot of self-help books. I do some historical fiction, romance, inspirational. It covers a lot of genres, but as long as the book is clean and it doesn't have a lot of sexual content in it, a lot of cussing in it, I will definitely consider helping them promote their book.
Absolutely. I also have mine as a Fiverr gig. For those of you that are familiar with Fiverr, again, that's that little $5
Mm.
deal where I actually promote your book on all of my social media sites and blast it out to, and then of course it gets picked up and retweeted by all of my tweet followers. So Twitter followers. So again, if you're not willing to invest 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, $100 to actually promote your book. you're going to be real disappointed. And this adventure into self-publishing is going to be probably give you a very negative experience. The thing about that we would like to educate you on is the fact that once you get that book wrote, you have to start looking at different ways to market your book. Now, I just released a new book called The Author Chat Guide on how to promote your book on a shoestring budget. And of course, I have WNL Virtual Book Tour is listed as one of the resources that you could use to actually market your books. You can actually use this book to really kind of set up your budget by checking around with some of the tour operators to find out exactly what it is that they charge. And just like Paulette said, since my audience is also Christian based, but I do tend to represent a lot of other genres, science fiction, YA novels. Again, I don't do the erotica. I don't do the excessive offensive language. I like things that are kind of upbeat. I enjoy self-help books. So again, if you're looking for a place to promote your books and not spend a lot of money, just like this, you can actually come on the, I just started the Google Hangouts on Air as a new way to promote authors. It's just $10 for you to come on and come on the show for like 15, 30 minutes and talk about your books. And you actually then get it turned into a YouTube video that you can actually put on your website. So Paulette, with that being said, as we wind down today's interview, tell our listening audience how they can connect with you so that they can get more information about scheduling a book tour.
Sure. They can go to my website, which is WNLBookTours.com. Once again, it's WNLBookTours.com. My packages are all there. There's a contact link there if you want to contact me there and ask me some more questions about it. I am so excited about being able to help and to assist other authors. A lot of times authors don't know what to do, don't know how to start, don't know where to begin. And you and I, Lynda, we're great avenues and tours for for authors to invest in themselves and use our services as something to help them get word out about their book. So they can go to my website, WNL Book Tours. I'd be glad to assist them and help them get to the next level and reaching a greater audience.
Absolutely. And also, I do want to remind those that are listening to today's show that if you're interested in coming on the Author Chat Show, please send me an email at theauthorchatshow@gmail.com. Be more than happy to send you the information about reserving your spot on the show. Paulette, I tell you, it's just been absolutely fabulous. Again, just kind of chit-chatting with you as we get ready to close out this half hour. But I do want to remind, again, my listening audience, especially those that are first-time authors, if you're not sure of your competition, just log on to Amazon.com, click on books, click on the genre that you write in, and look at all the competition that you have out there. This is using our services, Author Chat Show or Right Now Virtual Book Tour, will help you get a little bit of a jump start amongst your competition because you are finding an avenue to get your books out there into the hands of actual readers. So again, I can't even stress again how important it is for you to make sure that you find someone, even ask around. I think Paulette, and I'm sure you can attest to this, the reason why my business has grown is because of word of mouth. Authors that have referred other authors to me, and I know the same is true for you.
Yes, I definitely have to agree with you. It is word of mouth. I do a lot of social networks on Facebook and LinkedIn, and then also connecting, with one another in networking. But yeah, word of mouth is real big because you know what, Lynda, when we offer a service that people need and we offer a good service,
right,
and that's good. That makes a difference when people come back to us again for another book or even refer other people to our services.
Exactly, exactly. Wow. All right. Well, that being said, we're going to go ahead and end up to go ahead and close out today's interview. I do have some sponsors that I'd like to remind you that got some great books on Amazon. But Miss Paulette, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Again,
Lynda.
absolute pleasure. Once I get this down patted, I've got another, let's see, I've got Miss Kelly. She's getting ready to come on the show, and I think I have Charlisa going to do a Google Hangout. Once I really get this down pat, we're going to start picking up some more of your WNL authors so that, because I'm kind of booked up with the radio show. I think I'm booked in
Okay.
August, September.
Okay. Okay. That would be really good. Having you as an alternative source to do this. This is great. So wonderful.
And what I plan on doing too is actually, because I found a great person that will take this video and I'm going to shoot it to him and let him put in some of my enhancements, you know, like my little banner, my little music
Okay.
and all that. And then that way they'll have like a little television show
Okay.
yeah, with the authors being interviewed. So I think that's going to be really neat. So
Good.
stay tuned.
Oh, that's wonderful, Linda. Well, thank you. It's been fun.
Oh, well, thank you. Anytime, sweetheart, you come on back and join us, especially if there's something going on in the Right Now virtual book tour world that you'd like us to know about. Just drop me a message on Facebook and we'll
Okay.
definitely get you on here. Okay, take care, sweetie.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay, again, that was author, entrepreneur Paulette Harper Johnson. Again, she is the founder and CEO of Right Now Virtual Book Tours. I tell you, seriously, if you, because I can't even say, like I said, she does more than just Christian authors. Paulette is very diverse. We promote all kinds of different authors. This is truly who you need to see if you need to get your books into the hands of readers all around the web. And I'm being real honest with you. Now, I do want to just mention that today's show is sponsored by author Kennedy Carter. Kennedy is the author of Adult, Sex, Sin, and Salvation. And it's available on Amazon. Oh, I'm sorry, Kickstart to an Adult, Sex, Sin, Salvation by author Kennedy Carter. You can download your copy today at Amazon's Kindle store for $3.99. There's also a book by author Liz Wood called Crash Position, A Scandal. Again, the title is Crash Position, A Scandal by Arthur Liz Woods. This Kindle book is available for a $4.99 download price. Also want to remind those of you that are, again, that are interested in finding out how to promote your book on a shoestring budget. You can now download a copy of my author chat guide on how to promote your book on a shoestring budget. This book is available in the Smashword store, so you can download it to your Kindle, your Nook, your Sony reader, any e-reader that you have. You can also download it as a PDF file and then print it out and then turn it into a notebook. Because again, just like I was mentioning with Paulette, it has a lot of different author service providers in there that will actually help you promote your book. Well, thank you so much for joining the Author Chat Show on Google Hangouts on air. I'm getting a little bit better with this. I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable in front of the camera. We're going to, I should really see this thing blowing up probably by the end of this year, for sure next year. So again, if you're interested in coming on and getting a real live radio, television interview now, because again, this is going to actually morph into a YouTube video as soon as we finish broadcasting, then I'm going to get it edited so that way my theme song, it can be in here, my little commercial breaks that I have, we're just going to do it up. We're taking Author Chat to a whole nother level. Whoopee! All right, well, thank you again for tuning in today, and we will catch you next time on the Author Chat Show on Google Hangouts on air. Good night.